1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the J&J Show. I'm JJ Sagley. He's JJ Smiles. Everybody knows that already. I shouldn't have to do that every time. But you want to know something that I love to talk about?
What is it?
You know me well enough, as you can tell by some of the wristbands I have on. I love charities. I absolutely love charities. And what better way to celebrate charity with two of New York's best units of all time battling it out in the best baseball stadium in New York. Battle of the Badges was earlier today, hosted by our captain, David Wright. It was supposed to be August 10th, but it got rescheduled to the 17th. The fire department came out swinging. They ended up winning this game 7-4. They're definitely going to be getting a lot more money for their respective charities. And yeah, it's honestly just a good cause. There's a lot more good going on in the baseball world, especially in the world of Queens. The New York Mets took game 1 of the series against the Cardinals. Trevor Gott definitely had me a little bit scared at the end when he gave up the single to Tommy Edman, and then Goldschmidt was working the count. But hey, Alonso hit number 37. That man's going to hit 50 home runs this year. I'm calling it right now.
He's going to, for
I
sure.
said it from the beginning that he was going to hit 50. Everyone called me insane.
He still won't lead first baseman though in home runs. Definitely not.
That's what sucks. But for those that said Pete wasn't going to hit 50 or at least come close to 50, you all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you? Anyways, not to mention. Anyways, Tim LeCastro hit a home run. Solid performance from Jose Quintana. But unfortunately, the other side of New York has been anything but solid.
Bro, just get it off the screen. Get it off the screen. The Yankees are below 500.
For the first time since 1995. Guess who was the manager back in 1995? Buck Showalter. Who's the manager of the Mets right now? Buck Showalter.
This team is a mess. They have Boston next, which if they don't want to be in last, that's the series to win. And then they have the Nationals coming up. So 2 big series for the Yankees coming up. Both of them at home. Crowd's going to definitely be rocking for that battle against Boston.
If you get embarrassed by Boston,
if we get embarrassed by Boston, at this point, I don't care what it is. Tank for the best draft pick you can get.
Hey, don't be stealing our thunder. But speaking of which, we all know how the players have been a total disappointment. But the real question is it your front office? Is the front office the problem? Who's got to stay? Who's got to go?
I mean, Cashman was sleeping during the deadline.
Hey, what's new?
And Steinbrenner is terrible.
Hey, not to mention this, you said that he fell asleep at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
It's Groundhog Day at this point. Isn't he always falling asleep at the trade deadline?
Yeah, true. That is very true.
Consider the trade deadline Brian Cashman's version of Groundhog Day. He has seen his shadow.
He's seen his shadow.
We have not seen his shadow for the last 3 or 4 years. What has this man done at the trade deadline that actually benefited the end? And let's be honest.
I would say Harrison Bader last year did do something, but now at this point, Bader hasn't been.
The Bader trade has been Montgomery's been okay.
Montgomery got moved again, so.
Oh, he did get moved again? Oh, yeah,
that's right. He went to Texas.
Ranger. He's a Texas Ranger now. Good point. Not to mention, okay, so Frankie Montas, horrendous trade. That trade, Lou Trevino.
It's always great when pitchers are good, but when they get traded to the Yankees, it's a dumpster fire. Montas, for example, Sonny Gray. Let's see. Lance Lynn was terrible. It's terrible.
It's insulting.
Yankees are always getting bad luck.
Not to mention you had guys like Anthony Rizzo, who was good for a month.
Yeah.
After that month, he sucked.
Then I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was an IL stint or he was on or he had rest or something. And then from the Seattle series on, he has been not good. And now we figure out he's had a concussion.
Since April.
Why?
Why? April, for Christ's sake.
Bro, started the season, bro. Since the start of the season.
You're training.
And you say, and now you're going to put him on the IL? Maybe if you put him on the IL in the back when he had it at first, he would be fine now. And maybe we might have a winning over 500 record. But no. Just no. Not the Yankees.
Yeah.
Not the Yankees.
But speaking of under 500, the difference is between your front office and our front office is that our front office may actually have a future. Is David Stern? All I've heard is David Stearns this, David Stearns that. Let Mets fans, let's face the unfortunate reality here. The reason why David Stearns would be this team's president is because Epler would stay the GM. Epler and Stearns are friends. Do I think that Epler can turn this around? I do. Do I think that David Stearns is going to be a savior? I don't. I think he's going to be good, but I don't see him being all that flash of pizzazz that they're teasing him to be. He's not going to be that, and Met fans need to realize that before they fall into another sense of false hope. Now, do I think that he can definitely turn it around? Yeah, I think he can. I think Stearns is going to be a good asset. But unless you want to keep Epler, you're not going to get Stearns. That's just the cold hard truth. Unfortunately, the cold hard truth for certain organization keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And honestly, there's a person who's in this call right now who is he's disgusted with the culture of his team. That's right. They may have all the superstars in the world, but I'm talking about the New York Jets. Please welcome back Mr. Robbie Basil. Welcome back,
Go,
Robbie.
Basil.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Feels great to be back. It feels great. I'll tell you that.
So, what's been going on with these Jets lately? Because they won't get out of these goddamn headlines at all.
Listen, man, it's been a lot. I mean, the Jets went out, won their second preseason game, technically, after blowing the Hall of Fame game, which I think I watched the first quarter of it. I think I was on the phone with one of you guys, but the Jets went out, played a great game last weekend, beating the Panthers 27-0. Zach Wilson actually looked competent for the first time in what feels like an eternity, but at the end of the day, he went 14-20. That's my big takeaway. The yardage isn't my biggest takeaway because he doesn't throw for 1,000,000 yards. Well, not with the Jets system, at least. He threw for 123 yards, which isn't the greatest thing ever.
But it's an upgrade.
14-20 is the best completion, the best completion percentage I've seen from him in ages. So Zach Wilson having those good of numbers in the completion percentage, I think is good enough for me. We saw Izzy Abanikanda rush pretty solid again. And we saw a lot of receivers that no one's ever heard of in their life. I mean, the leading receiver for the Jets was a running back. So it was Michael Carter. But the Jets have made some interesting moves in free agency, and we've seen some of the young guys emerge so far in preseason. But I don't know. I think you guys talked about this last episode with Dalvin Cook. I'm interested to see what the Jets do with Dalvin Cook because that's going to be a headline until week 1. But
yeah,
I mean, the Jets against the Panthers, they look solid. The defense looked great. I mean, we haven't seen the big stars come out. They probably won't even be taking snaps. But so far, the young guys in the Jets, they're looking pretty good, JJ.
I would definitely be keeping your optimism on the Jets, but I heard about a situation that went down at your practice the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please give us your thoughts on this whole joint practice situation?
I mean, joint practices as a whole are a complete mess. I mean, you see, if there's not a fight at a joint practice every day of the week, then something must have happened where everyone was like, yes, we'll all be peaceful and practice like regular people. Or they'll just
I saw it happen with my own team.
Yes,
Aaron Donald took 2 Bengals helmets and almost started swinging them at people.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets had like an assistant coach injured in a fight, I believe, as well, who were supposed to return today. But, I mean, the fights are getting out of hand. I mean, it's like a headline every single day. Fight at this practice.
Another fight that broke out I was looking at was the Ravens and Commanders. I heard Mark Andrews was throwing a guy down after a rough tackle, I guess Andrews thought. Emmanuel Forbes, their rookie, got thrown down.
Can we even call that the Battle of Maryland? I don't know if it is or it isn't.
I don't know. I mean, I think you could because isn't FedEx Field in Maryland?
Yeah,
FedEx Field is in Landover. Is in Landover.
So yeah, you could call it the Battle of Maryland if you want. I mean, you could call whatever the heck you want at this point.
I think that the Commanders, if they were to keep their name, would have to drop the Washington. They should be honestly be the DC Commanders. I don't know how you feel
The
about that one.
DC Commanders. I don't think that sounds as
That's an
appealing.
interesting one. I've never heard of that idea.
Or
I
just
don't
say,
hate it.
or
I don't love it.
or just say fuck it and go back to the Redskins.
I think I'd rather see them do that than try to go with the DC narrative. It's kind of like remember when the Angels were the Anaheim Angels, and then
That made more
Artie Moreno tried to
sense.
become Los Angeles. It's the same thing. I mean, Washington, I don't think should lose their identity of who they are in terms of where they are located. I think if they go back to the Redskins, I think there's gonna be cursey with whatever they do. It's just the way that franchise is. I mean, losing Dan Snyder, that's probably the most positive thing they've done in ages. So
listen, they should
I don't know.
At this point, just build a stadium in Washington. If you're gonna stay,
that's actually not a bad. I mean, FedEx Field's a mess.
Oh, it's horrible.
FedEx Field is indeed a mess.
Thanks, Dan Snyder. Scumbag. But
Whoa.
speaking of a team full of scumbags, apparently the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were having a little bit of problems with their joint practice, and we'll be seeing the New York Jets taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Saturday night. Give us your thoughts going into this game.
It's a weird one, you know. I mean, I'm interested to see if the Jets play more starters. That's my big focus point on who are the Jets going to throw out on the field. I bet we'll see Zach Wilson again, and hopefully he looks just as good as he did in his previous match.
I think they were saying that Rodgers might get his Jets debut this week.
They should.
Why?
They should do that against the Giants. Do it against the Giants.
Yes, that's what I thought. I mean, you play one series.
Sorry, Rodgers would not play. Salah said Zach Wilson will start and play the first half, and Tim Boyle will play the second half. So they're going to go with the same plan they had
duo from last time.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what Tampa Bay runs in defense, because Tampa Bay's the big focus point on them is going to be everyone's going to be focused on their offense and saying Baker Mayfield's going to be a quarterback, but I'm interested to see how
I expect the Jets to blow out the Buccaneers, because as you saw for the Buccaneers, as I pulled this up here, the Buccaneers had so many struggles on offense against the Steelers in their first game. Baker did not play bad, but when Kyle Trask got under center, it was a disaster for him.
Well, Kyle Trask is unfortunately not NFL ready as much as I used to think he was.
It's just the way it is with those SEC East quarterbacks. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, let's not get.
You said you see with Will Levis.
A quarterback that I could see them actually playing on Saturday is one of JJ's former Rams. John Wolford actually was really good for the Buccaneers when they're against the Steelers.
Are you sure you're not talking about Baker?
It says on here John Wolford, Baker.
So
Mayfield.
Wolford and Baker are both Buccaneers.
Yeah.
They're fucked. They are
Wolford,
screwed.
it says Wolford went 10 for 17 with 111 yards and a touchdown. And then Baker took over 8 for 9 for 63 yards. And then Kyle Trask, an interception.
Yeah.
That's all you need here.
Nevertheless, I mean, I think the Jets are going to snap the twigs in this game. They're going to beat the
I think that the big focus for me is I want the Jets to throw more actual notable receivers on the field not to make Zach Wilson look better, but to add some narrative that the Jets lower receivers on the depth chart who are going to make this squad are more competent than you think they are. And this is what preseason is for those lower ranked guys to get the reps. And you didn't see that in week 1 of preseason. So I think this would be the better time to do it, to not really risk injury. And then next week, you maybe see against the Giants, which would be even more fun. Yeah. Maybe you see more starters try to enter the fray. But
yeah, solid.
Listen, I want to hopefully see
that's solid analysis right there. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so moving on to the other side of New York, the New York Football Giants taking on the Carolina Panthers this Friday at 7 p.m. at MetLife Stadium for their first preseason home game. I'm excited to see Bryce Young play. I'm excited to see.
Oh
Bryce
yeah,
Young.
I'm excited
He
to
looked
see how
really
Bryce Young
bad.
does.
He looked
Yeah, I
pretty
mean, but
bad against the Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, you got granted, he didn't play much, and his offensive line isn't the greatest thing in the world. I'm interested to see because let me ask you guys this: what defense is better? Do you think the Jets defense is better than the Giants defense? I'll ask you guys this.
Yes.
I think I think the secondary is better.
I think
but
the
to be honest,
Giants have too many holes.
I'm not trying to be biased, but I think the Giants D line is better than the Jets. I think that duo of Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence is one of the best duos in the league. I'm not trying to be biased. I am dead
Former
serious.
Jet Leonard Williams, by the way.
Leonard Williams, former Jet. But then you got on the other side, you got Jermaine Johnson, you got Quinnen Williams. Who's your other edge rusher?
ESPN ranked the Giants' interior defense #1 in the league.
That's outrageous.
I mean,
over the Eagles.
You Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson. Let me throw out some names real quick. Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, Quinnen Williams. You have Will McDonald, who they just drafted. I'm interested to see where they put him on the team because I think he can play multiple positions, except his man coverage, abysmal. We don't talk about that. When I did my NFL draft video for one of my other shows, I said, don't draft him. His pass coverage is terrible. And then we drafted him. So that was
McDonald was that tight
end.
Yeah,
that's kind of – I did not know who that was when his name was called. And I
ranked him 35th, by the way.
There were a lot better players on the board, but what I saw from the game against the Panthers footage, I liked Will McDonald.
I like him a lot. He's like, I'm just interested to see how they use him because if I want him to play outside linebacker, like true outside linebacker, that run stuffing guy who's behind your main edge rusher, because you have a linebacker trio of C.J. Mosley in the middle with the outsides being Quincy Williams, who's okay in coverage, and then Will McDonald. I think that's pretty solid. I mean, it's better than whatever we had on the other side last year. I don't even know who we would have had on the other side.
It was brutal last year. It was awful.
Oh yeah, listen, I watched every game.
I think the Jets though got a steal with Jermaine Johnson. Absolute steal.
They did. They definitely did.
Listen, I was happy we didn't draft. I thought we were going to draft him at 10 and screw up. I'm like, there's no way we're getting Sauce and Garrett Wilson, who I wanted by when that draft happened. I was sitting in my house. I'm like, I want Sauce and I want Garrett Wilson.
Even though Garrett Wilson
got them both.
Even though Garrett Wilson's a Jet, I'm rooting for any Ohio State player to do well.
Fair enough. I mean, I drafted Chris Olave in fantasy last year. I was skeptical on Chris Olave.
I drafted Garrett Wilson, and I thought about trading him.
Going back to the Giants.
That was stupid, JJ.
Hey, I was getting a lot of compensation for him, but I'm gonna wait till he plays a few games with Rodgers. But continue.
Going back to the Giants, I think they are supposed to be starting one, like maybe the starting O-line. Evan Neal, who was in concussion protocol. Got out of concussion protocol, then screwed up his ankle. Cole Beasley was also hurt, so I hope he gets back, even though he might not be on the starting roster. But I liked him in our first game, so I'm excited to see what the Giants do there. I have no clue if Saquon or Daniel Jones are playing. Well, it should be a good one.
Yeah, that is a very good insight. You know something, Rob? I'm starting to get a little bit impatient about things. But you want to know why I can't be impatient anymore?
Why not, JJ?
Because we're getting closer, man. We are almost there. It's almost time for college football again, and I'm ecstatic.
I knew you were ready for this.
I'm so ready for this.
Let's go.
Let's go. And as you get, why is Notre Dame in the Mid-American Conference?
Why is Alabama in the Sun Belt? What happened?
I think you got the wrong thing, JJ.
What are we doing? My goodness.
I saw Toledo with Ohio.
What are we doing?
Oh, the great Mid-East. I
wish somebody who's watching this live clipped that. That would be absolutely hilarious. If not, I'm going to do it after.
That's a blooper for sure. That's a blooper for sure.
Figure it out.
That is definitely a blooper. Oh, that's insane.
I'm going to go grab my Ohio State hat since we're talking about college.
But yes, college football is finally back. Hallelujah, baby.
I'm sad. I don't have a team to root for.
What do you mean you don't
Yo,
have a team?
people in the this is on YouTube, right, JJ?
Yes, sir.
This is on YouTube. People in the YouTube comments, comment below who I should root for this season.
Notre Dame, baby.
There you
Rally
go.
Suns. Gotta go Notre Dame.
No, you gotta go with the Bucks.
Can't go
Listen,
with that.
I've never really had a team. My school doesn't have a team. For those that don't know, I go to Iona, which is actually where the camp that the
Best basketball coach of all time.
three of
Bro.
us went to.
They got the best coach now.
Oh my god.
Best hiring, bro.
I mean, did we all get to meet Tobin?
Yes, we all.
Was that the deal?
We did.
No, I didn't remember.
I met
Bro, I
Tobin.
wore to work today the shirt that Bruce gave me. Fun fact. Bruce Beck, for those who don't know, gave me a white Iona shirt. It has like Iona in the corner, like a logo. He gave it to me in the middle of camp, and I'm like, I've worn it like once a week to work.
Shout out
week.
to Bruce. Shout out
It's
to
a
Bruce.
great shirt.
Bruce is
Of
a
course.
legend. All right, so what college football is back? We got all the Power 5 conferences and then the smaller conferences. We're not doing FCS because the FCS. Which conference would you like to dive? You want to go?
Shout out to North Dakota State for no reason at all. It's up to you. Dealer's choice.
All right, dealer's choice. I say we start off with the most interesting conference on the board, and that
The
is
Mountain West.
SEC. Well, no, the MAC, baby. It's time for some action. It's time for some action. It's time for some action.
No, I said the freaking Mountain West. I said the Mountain West just because why
Let's
not?
get
I was
ready
thinking
to
something totally random.
rumble.
With like
Oh,
total like
crap.
no offense. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
I'm interested to see
Looks
who
like-
you have for this because we're not gonna have the same. I know that already.
Oh, we're definitely not. Hold on. I'm just gonna. Something's not right. Let me reload this. You said you want to
JJ
talk
was
about.
thinking we were gonna do the Mountain West. Who knows?
Oh, we will do the Mountain West. You asked for the Mountain West. You're getting the Mountain West, and you're gonna like it.
Listen,
All right,
to us
here we
very
go.
well.
The Mountain West.
We're actually
Okay.
starting with the Mountain West. Let's do it.
So my conference winner in this is pretty self-explanatory, I guess you could say. There's no way in hell that San Diego State, well, not San Diego State, who am I kidding? I am sensing that this is going to be the year of either Fresno State or Boise State this year.
Ooh.
I like that pick.
Yeah,
Listen,
I'll let
Boise State's been here before. I mean, they've always had. I mean, they have the blue field. I mean,
That is
we see that
amazing. It is
every year.
amazing. You will never see
They
another
should
thing
win
like
the
that in your life.
conference. They should win the conference solely on that. I mean, at the end of the day, though, Boise State, they've always been towards the top. I mean, I'm using like I saw like a website today had projected them to be at like 10-2, which is outrageous. But I think they were in
Wow.
the college football playoff poll at one point last season.
What?
That's crazy.
Wow.
That is
They might have
Wow.
Or like in an AP poll or something, but like towards the bottom. But
what
Boise
the college
State's
football,
not a bad
the college
side.
football poll of football fields, the college football playoff poll of football fields. You're thinking of?
oh yeah, they would be number one on that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
with the blue
100%.
field.
All right. So I guess
Boise
we
State
can
wins
all
that, but my
unanimously
sleeper for that
agree.
one. I mean, you can't always not bet on the triple option of Air Force. I think the triple
Yeah.
option puts me to sleep, but Air Force has always had a good defense, so watch out for Air Force. I think they could be a little bit of a sleeper in the Mountain West.
All right,
this
so
year. I like them
all
a
right,
lot.
I'm putting all our picks in the chat. The Mountain West champions, the Boise State Broncos, baby.
Yeah, I got
All right.
Boise State. I got Boise State also.
And next up, let's go to the Independents. Just kidding. Notre Dame's
Why?
gonna be the
This
team.
is not even a conference.
All right, here we
Jeez.
go. The most interesting conference in college football, the Fun
Oh,
Belt,
this is
baby.
one of my
The Fun
favorites.
Belt. All right, here
One of
we
my
go.
favorites. Personal favorite of mine.
The Sun
So-
Belt, baby.
Who do you have winning this? Because I think there's 5 teams that can win this.
I think it's between Appalachian State,
Yeah,
Coastal
that's
Carolina. I think that James Madison is gonna shock the world. And then
I love that pick. I love it.
I gotta go with my gut here. My Sun Belt 2023 champions, the Troy Trojans, win
Okay,
back
I don't know
to back.
I don't know
Back
why.
to back
Troy,
wins for the
alright.
Troy
Where
Trojans.
even are they on this?
Back to
Oh, I
back.
forgot there's 2 divisions.
Back to back for
I
Troy.
forgot there's 2 divisions. My prediction, I mean, I like Coastal Carolina. They also have a very, very nice field. It's like teal-looking field. I have them on here. I have South Alabama. They're another good team as well.
USA
But
is
I'm going with
solid.
I'm going to go with a former FCS school to win it all. I'm going with
James
JMU.
Madison.
I'm going with James Madison.
Wow.
That's a good-
wow.
I like-
wow.
that's a good
wow.
pick.
Wow.
If they
wow,
can
wow.
play any form of defense, then James Madison's always been balanced on both sides of the ball. But listen, there's some good offenses in the Sun Belt this year. Troy's one of them. I do like Troy.
That is.
I like a lot of these teams. I mean, Appalachian State, we know what they can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can definitely pull off some upsets.
That is
I think James
astonishing.
Madison. It's gonna be someone out of the East, and I think JMU is gonna shock everyone. The boys from Virginia get it
JMU
done.
Win the
For
Sun Belt.
me, it's gonna be Appalachian State or Coastal. Coastal Carolina is always a top 25 team at some point. Always consistent in the top 25 at some point. Well, I like Appalachian State a lot better. They upset Texas A&M last year. It was a magical year for them last year, and I like them to win the Sun Belt this year.
Fun fact: Zach Wilson's biggest win of his career, Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
I remember I watched that game. That's when I actually found out that Zach Wilson may be a competent quarterback. I have his jersey somewhere. I don't even know where it is, but I wore it the last time I went here.
Spoiler alert.
What do we got?
He was not a competent quarterback.
He was at BYU. He was
well,
all right.
I mean,
In the NFL, not really, but at BYU, he was all right.
All right.
Was he worth the second pick? We'll find out in 2 years.
All right. So Jay Smiles got Coastal Carolina. All right. There we go.
I said App State, but okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you said App State.
God damn it. All right, whatever. All right, App
Professional
State.
streamers here. Professional streamers.
Yeah, professional.
My
Professionals.
apologies. All right, moving on to our next conference. This one is going to be interesting.
What is this?
Fallen
Are we
Pac-12.
putting the Southeastern Conference last? I was just asking about that.
Oh no, Big Ten is last
Then why did we skip the Southeastern Conference?
because I'm going in an order of what I want. Anyways,
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Pac-12 conference, baby. All right,
Is it the
I
no
think
brainer.
Is
It's
it
a
the
no-brainer.
Pac-12? Doesn't
This
the
is a
Pac-12 have
no-brainer
like
for
4
me.
teams left?
all right. Let me
Next year they will.
Let me demonstrate next year's Pac-12 with my marker. Gone, 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 gone. That is the Pac-12 next season, ladies and gentlemen.
They can compete with anyone. They should combine with the Independents at this point.
Oh my God, Notre Dame in the Pac-12. Dude, I've been saying we got to go to the ACC, bro. I've been saying it forever. We have to go to the
Yeah,
ACC.
how did that go for? Didn't you wait? Did you make the playoff the one year you were in the ACC?
We did make the playoff. We
Yeah.
got spanked by Alabama, but
Yeah,
that
33 to 3.
that was
Najee hurdled the guy. I remember that.
I
Oh
remember.
yeah, I remember that. Yes.
Anyways, the Pac-12 champion for me, I'm gonna go with a bit of a shocker.
Oh
My
god.
sleeper is the Oregon State Beavers, or my sleeper.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. a lot,
However,
actually.
My champions of the Pac-12, if you actually think that I'm going to pick the University of Spoiled Children, the University of Certified Chokers, you're insane. I got the Ducks, baby. Oregon wins
Going
the
with Bo
Pac-12.
Nix. I love it.
Oregon.
Oregon, baby. Oregon.
Listen, I think this conference is a lot of fun. More fun than people will imagine it to be. But I think there's 3 legitimate teams that can win this conference. Of course, you have USC with Caleb Williams. Of course, you have Oregon.
They're not
But a
relevant
team
in
that
this
people
conversation.
always forget about, and it drives me crazy, Utah. I think
Yeah.
Utah's going to
Yeah.
make some moves.
Do
But
they
I
still
don't have
Rising?
Utah. Washington as well. I like Washington
Do they
as well.
still have? Do they still have Cam Rising?
Yeah. Do they still have Rising?
I don't know, actually, on that one.
Let
They've
me-
always been good with whoever they've had on the field. They were in the game with Florida week 1 last
He is still
year.
the quarterback. He is still the QB.
Okay. So yeah, that's a good pick. I agree with that.
I mean,
USC
but
is dropping.
my pick though is going to be USC if they can play any form of defense.
Oh, come
Listen,
on.
Caleb Williams is going to go crazy again, but
Yeah.
I think Oregon's going to finish in 3rd. I think it's going to be USC
Wow.
to Utah. I love this Utah team, man. I always have. They've always been known to pull off some form of upset. And I think Utah is going to get it done, finish in 2nd, possibly double-digit wins.
All right, Jay Smile, who we
I
got
think
for
that's in
you?
the- in the-
Pac-12
All right,
in the
champions.
so Oregon, yes. Utah, yes. USC, yes. I was thinking UCLA at the top, but since DTR left, and he was the best thing to happen to that school since Josh Rosen.
I forgot about UCLA. They are a sneaky good team.
Nah, I don't know about that. DTR's gone. I don't know who their quarterback is, but DTR was the best thing since Josh Rosen. But for my pick, Heisman favorite, fight on. USC's winning it.
I love
hate
it.
both
I
of
love
you.
it.
USC
I
is
hate
winning
both
it.
of you equally.
Great minds think alike, Jay Smiles.
Yes,
I love
sir.
it.
I
Yes, sir, for
I
sure.
hate both of you equally. Anyways, moving on to
Bro, I think Caleb Williams is too good, bro.
this
He is
conference. This
he's a
conference is
heavy
going to be
favorite.
interesting.
He's a heavy favorite for Heisman. He's gonna show up.
Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go with a conference that you won't expect me to go with. I say we go to the American Conference. This
I
one
love
is
it.
interesting.
Another comment I like.
I love this conference.
So the American's always
I
been weird
think I have an idea.
because there's so many teams that can win it. However, I'm gonna go with I think this is I think there's 5 teams that can win this. I mean, you can never count out UTSA, SMU, Tulane.
Yeah.
You also got with East Carolina. I think Memphis could even make a move at it. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
That's another team with a good field, blue field. Nice.
oh yeah. But I'm going to go with the Mustangs of SMU.
Yes.
wow.
Are going to be they're going to play in the title game against Tulane and beat Tulane.
Southern Methodist in the wow. That is shocking.
Me and Robbie are agreeing with a lot of things. I'm not trying to copy. I'm not trying to
We're
copy
just too
Robbie.
good at this.
I'm not trying to copy Robbie, but SMU, like I said earlier about Coastal Carolina, they're also consistent top 25 team at some points in the season. SMU, I like them also.
I think you're both out of your mind.
Listen, didn't Tulane win a
it's almost like they beat USC in a bowl game. The Cotton Bowl of all games.
Listen, USC has improved on defense. I can back USC, but
you think that I'm not going to pick the Green Wave, you're out of your mind.
You're literally picking them because they beat USC. You're picking them.
Let's go through their schedule, shall we? Let's go through their schedule. South Alabama, win. Ole Miss,
loss.
They're also ranked in the top 25, by the way.
What are they ranked? What are they ranked to start this year?
Are they like 24?
24. SMU, not even ranked.
They never started ranked.
That'll change for sure.
They never do.
All right, we will see. Okay, moving on to a conference that, you know what? I'm going to save this conference for later. Let's just get this one out of the way. Another conference that's going to look really different next season. The Big 12, baby. Well, the Big 10 that it's going to be. Actually, no, it probably is still going to be the Big 12.
No, the Big 12 has gotten like the whole Pac-12.
They have gotten the whole Pac-12.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is going to be interesting. But I think that I would go Kansas State. However, they lost so much this offseason. With Deuce Vaughn being drafted and a lot of other guys being gone, I think that the pick is obvious. Question, is Spencer Sanders still a poke?
Oh, hold on. I'm not even.
I don't even know who that is.
Spencer Sanders, the quarterback for Oklahoma State.
Oh.
Oh.
I have no idea. No idea.
Oh, he transferred to Ole Miss. Oh,
that's right.
Oh.
That changes a lot. So
yeah, this pick is a no-brainer. I'm just getting mine out of the way. Quinn Ewers is going to start this season and look good, and he's going to get.
It's time, baby.
And he's going to get drafted in the first round of the NFL draft next year.
It's
Texas Longhorns all the way.
They're
going to lose. They're going to lose one game in the regular season, though. They're going to lose one game in the regular season, and they're going to lose to Oklahoma again because it's tradition at this point for that game to be no defense.
Didn't they just beat them 49-0?
Wasn't it like the year before like that? That's true, but I think Oklahoma they're gonna have a bounce back. Oklahoma has to have a bounce back.
Yeah, last year they lost 49-0 in Oklahoma.
I completely forgot about that.
In Oklahoma.
Listen,
I think it's problem the same place.
When you don't have a TV in your dorm, you kind of forget about a lot of this.
It's all right.
It's Texas. Texas all the way.
Texas, baby. Hook 'em.
all the way.
For sure.
Hook 'em. Finally.
A team that I can say could be a sleeper. Kansas, if they show up like they did last year at the start, they can be good. Oklahoma, Houston.
Isn't Cincinnati in this conference?
They are in this conference.
Yeah, they are.
We have to see the debuts of Cincinnati. I think BYU's
Well,
actually
no,
in this
I
conference.
don't
now.
know
Is that
about
right?
Cincinnati. They don't
Brigham
have.
Young is in this conference too. Brigham Young and Cincinnati are both in the Big
UCF
12.
and Houston.
Here's the thing.
UCF and Houston as well.
Houston's another team, but Cincinnati, I don't know about them. They don't have. What's the head coach they have? Luke Fickle.
Luke
What
Fickle,
happened
yeah,
to him?
He went to
I am
Wisconsin. He went to
almost
Wisconsin.
positive he went to Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or did he go to
people,
Nebraska?
No, he went to
Listen, real
Wisconsin.
quick.
He went to Wisconsin.
When you don't have a TV in your dorm room, it's kind of hard to remember like, all this stuff from last season.
Matt Rule is the Nebraska head coach.
Yeah, Matt Rule's the Nebraska.
Oh yeah, completely forgot he existed.
All
for a
right,
minute
so
there.
moving on to the next conference. Another conference that I think is going to be very intriguing this year. We got the Conference USA. This conference is full of surprises.
Okay, now I need to know who's in this because.
All right, so we have New Mexico
I have
State,
my prediction.
Louisiana Tech,
You're in this conference.
Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, UTEP, Middle Tennessee, FIU, Sam Houston, who are just being moved up from FCS, and then Liberty.
Liberty's a sleeper for me. I think Liberty might be a sleeper.
I mean, Liberty's not even really a sleeper. I think
Oh my
it's
God. FAU and like East Carolina, all of them are now part of the American. Conference
Yeah.
USA is completely folded.
They're gonna fold. I think in a couple of years. My team to win this, I think it's going to be WKU. I mean, it's gonna
Western
be them.
Kentucky, the Hilltoppers.
Or I think the Hilltoppers win. I think it's gonna be them or Liberty. Both of them, I can see either of them winning nine
I'm going with the
games
Flames.
this season.
I'm going with the Flames.
You're going with the
8-4 on
Flames?
season. Give me the
So I don't
Flames.
hate that pick at all. This pick was one of the hardest ones to do because both of these teams are good. They've always been good. I mean, but at the end of the day, I'm going with the Hilltoppers.
Where we
'cause
going?
I had a
wish
feeling
I
you were
could
gonna pick
say-
Liberty.
I wish I could say FIU, but FIU sucks. They're terrible.
Yeah, they've always been They are projected on my thing to finish in last. Nice.
Nice. All right. Liberty as of right now is I don't know if these are the projections or like.
No, those are never the projection.
Okay, I was about to say I got worried for a second. All right, who we
My-
got, Jacob?
I have my notes and then the projections
I
next to
would
me.
say Liberty's been a consistent, like a top 25 for like a week, right? Last week or something.
Well, Didn't
Yeah,
you
I
say
think
you don't
so,
really
actually.
know much about college football besides Ohio State? Where are you pulling all this from?
I just remember it. I know SMU was always a consistent team. So yeah, I like Liberty also. To be honest with JJ,
All right,
I like
so-
Liberty also.
He's riding the flames.
Yeah,
By
I
the way, the
like-
projections I have on my screen, I have my notes and my projections. The projections are Liberty then WKU. But Sam Houston's projected to finish third. They could be a sleeper as
Wow,
well.
Sam Houston that high that quickly.
They're projected to win 7 games.
in their first
That
season.
conference is
In their
massive,
first
people.
season in the FBS. My goodness, that is amazing.
How
Okay.
is North Dakota State not in the conference with fucking Sam Houston?
Sam Houston and James
Figure it out,
Madison.
North Dakota State. Figure it out.
Liberty, James Madison,
Bro, don't
Jacksonville
hate on
State.
James, bro. James Madison has been decent, bro.
I
Don't
know,
hate
but
on
they
James
should.
Madison.
But let's
They're
be honest.
so underrated in
Let's
everything.
be honest here. But should anyone be in over North Dakota State? I mean, come on now. They always win the FCS.
James
Always.
Madison, I thought was right at the time, but then I thought North Dakota State was going to come in right after them. But do you really think there's a conference that would like geographically work with North Dakota State?
The Mountain
Is there a
West,
conference like
baby. The Mountain West, baby.
Oh yeah, that actually would work.
The Mountain West. All right,
That's
moving
actually
on
a good point. I actually like
to our
that.
next conference. The conference that should be hosting my Fighting Irish, but we somehow have 28 straight wins against the ACC. The ACC.
This conference is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
By the way, shout out to Virginia, who at one point used to be good at football. Now they're just awful.
Shout out
According
to
to
my
this, they're
dad.
projected to win 2 games.
Shout out to my dad's Miami Hurricanes, who thought they were it when they got Mario Cristobal and fell off a cliff.
They're
last
not.
year. They are not.
I think there's this is going to be a pick between like 3 teams.
Bro,
Yeah.
I
one
think we're all
division
gonna say
is so
different
much
teams.
better. One division is so much better than the
This
other.
is literally the Big Ten all over again.
It's North Carolina against somebody,
Yeah.
unless Duke shocks the world, which is definitely
It's
not.
not. It's gonna be It's gonna be either Florida State and Clemson. And Florida State's gonna have to beat Clemson or vice versa, and then the winner is gonna play May and North Carolina.
Here's
My
what
JJ, let's hear your projection first, because I want to see if we have the same one.
I want to
I'm
give you my
intrigued.
sleeper. My sleeper to watch out for are the Syracuse Orange.
Yeah.
They are
Why?
my
That's it.
sleeper.
Why?
They were insane last year, and they got better. They have more recruits. I feel like they're one of the more disrespected teams in the country. I mean, think about it.
Wasn't their
Last
schedule
season,
like really easy though?
well, last season never mind. They finished 5-7. Okay, then.
Yeah,
They
but look,
lost
look
6
at
or
the
7
start.
at the end of the year. I
Look
think.
at
They
the
did
start.
lose 6-7. That's right, because they lost to Notre Dame and then fell off a cliff from there. But
Yep.
I don't see them collapsing again. So I
My
think that they're a sleeper. But
The
my
prediction for this has them in. So are there divisions? This isn't
Yeah, there's-
listed in divisions.
Atlantic
This-
and Coastal.
They are projected to finish second to last in the division again at the same record. So
Never mind. Okay. My sleeper in that case is gonna be Florida State, but my pick, I gotta go UNC, man. I don't know who. I don't think
you're going
Isn't-
North Carolina.
isn't-
Okay, we do have different picks. I
NC
love
you
that.
going
State
Clemson, right? You're going Clemson.
Isn't NC State like a little decent? They're not bad, but
They're
they're a
solid,
little.
I guess.
they're-
Robbie, your
They're,
pick is Clemson.
they're
right?
projected to finish in third in that
Okay,
division.
so yeah, so
They're-
for
they're
All
my
right,
decent
Robbie. All right,
My sleep-
enlighten me on how amazing Cade Klubnik's gonna be for Clemson this year.
I'm actually not picking them. I'm
Whoa!
picking Florida State.
Wow!
Listen, I
So-
think FSU is. I think could they be a college football playoff contender? I don't think people think they could maybe rise to that level. I don't think so.
No.
Click on Florida State. What's their opening game?
Florida
Don't they play
State's
someone big opening week 1?
LSU, I believe. Yeah, LSU.
Yeah. That game will determine both of their seasons within the. It's going to take 60 minutes to determine how good both of those teams
And
truly
I hope
are.
LSU
Yeah.
gets blown out by 40 because I hate LSU.
We all
Anyway.
do. Actually, no. Shout out to my guy Kyle. He loves LSU.
As
Sorry,
a Notre
Kyle.
Dame fan, I absolutely despise LSU.
Fair
'cause
enough.
I hate the man in the middle. I hate that guy.
I mean, I'm going to go with the Seminoles of Florida State.
Chop
They're
on,
going to beat
baby.
Clemson and then almost choke it and then win the conference and then beat Drake May in the title
All
game.
right, Jay Smile.
North
who you
Carolina,
got?
I think, is overrated. I'm going to go with Florida State.
That's fair.
So for the obvious pick in the, I don't know, is that the Central for the on the bottom?
Oh, that's Coastal. The Atlantic is up
Oh,
here.
AFC. Sorry,
Kind of
Coastal.
hard to
So,
read.
the obvious pick, I'm gonna have UNC for they're gonna represent the Coastal in the ACC championship, and then Clemson or Florida State against UNC, and if
Charlotte.
I feel like if it's Clemson versus USC, it's gonna be a great game. I think Clemson has the edge though, but
So
if it's
Clemson-
Florida State, UNC. If it's Florida State, I think UNC's got it.
So you're gonna say Clemson or UNC?
Yeah, Clemson or USC.
All
Or
right.
yeah,
UNC. Okay, that's fair.
UNC. I mix it up a lot.
I just want to throw this out there. The reason why I think that UNC is going to win is not honestly because of Drake May. You have to remember where this game is taking place. It's in
Oh,
Charlotte, North
Yeah.
Carolina.
Carolina.
It's in Charlotte.
Yeah, Bank of America Stadium.
The NC fans are going to pack that shit. Let's be honest here. UNC fans are going to pack that. And I would
Listen,
be
I like the
shocked.
pick of North Carolina. I mean, I kind of like the pick of North Carolina. I think they're a little bit overrated with May at quarterback, but I
Fair,
still
fair,
think
fair.
they got a decent defense. They have a good offense around May, I think, still as well, even if they keep losing pieces every year to the draft. I mean,
All right. Yeah.
North
that's
Carolina's
fair.
been able to develop some players, but I don't know.
Let's
I'm still skeptical on them though, a little
It's
bit.
time, Robbie, for everyone's favorite conference. The joy of our Tuesday nights during college football season.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
The
I
MAC,
love it.
baby. I love
Listen,
this
this
conference.
got me through high school. Watching this on a Tuesday when you're bored as hell after doing homework or after a practice, you just turn on the
Awesome.
Mac on Tuesday nights. Let's go. Anyway,
awesome.
this conference is a disaster this year. There's one pick for this. There's one pick, and it's the boys from Ohio. It's Toledo. It's gonna be Toledo. I don't know any of their players.
Okay.
I think it's just gonna be Toledo, and it's not gonna be close. I mean, the only other team I could really see them competing with them would be U Ohio, but I think Northern Illinois has lost some pieces. I remember that.
That's my
but-
pick, by the way. I go Northern Illinois.
You went Northern Illinois? Listen, I have
wish
Northern
I could
Illinois
say-
finishing in second.
I wish I could say Ball State, but unfortunately they are
Why?
just great.
That's a weird one.
Because they
Ball State's projected in last. in that division.
because I did a dynasty with them in college football.
Yeah, that's the only reason you pick some teams. That's
I
the
love
only
it.
reason
I
you
love
pick
it.
That's the same reason. Well, I picked Troy because let's throw this out there. if that Hail Mary doesn't happen against App State, Troy would have run the table and finished at 12-0 if they had beat App State. They finished 11-1 if I'm
This
not
tells you
mistaken.
anything can happen in college sports. Nothing's
College
as
fact.
predictable. Nothing
Yeah.
is as predictable. Nothing's predictable at all, other than Alabama beating like the Citadel every year. I don't know
The
why.
Citadel. Why does everyone hate the Citadel?
Because
Why
that
is
match is
everyone-
always so
I
bad.
know, but
I remember.
why?
No, one year I think Alabama was up by like 7 after like a quarter and a half. Everyone got terrified, and Alabama put up like 50
Do that in the next-
or like
Oh, that
something
always
like that.
happens.
All right, J Smile, who you got?
So
Who you got?
I don't know anything about the MAC. I'm just gonna say I want Bowling Green to win because my uncle went there, but who do I think is gonna win it? Yeah, I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
just go with either Northern
let's
Illinois
see.
or Toledo.
That's the best I've heard today.
Whoever's projected to finish first, that's who's winning it because I have
He's
no
He's going
clue.
Toledo. He's going
Yeah,
Toledo. I love it.
Toledo. He's going with the
Toledo.
Rockets.
He's going Toledo.
The
I love
Rockets,
it.
babe. All right, here we go. Big boys time. SEC. Here we go.
All right. Well, this is probably, yeah. I'm gonna say it. This is the best conference in college football. I'm gonna say it.
This is it, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
is the best conference in college football.
The conference of death, and just wait till Texas and Oklahoma get there next
I'm
year.
just waiting for JJ to bottle this pick and be totally wrong. Because I think there's a couple of answers
Robbie,
to this.
JJ's gonna say some team that like is gonna finish like fourth.
I think I know who he's gonna
South Carolina. No, I want to say
Spencer
South
Rattler,
Carolina.
baby. Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
Shout out to him.
Spencer Rattler.
I hate him so much.
The
I hate
cock
Spencer Rattler.
commander. That's the best. The cock commander. Okay. In all seriousness, I think this pick is more obvious than anyone thinks. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but after looking at the Scum's schedule, I gotta go UGA. I don't know who
Yeah.
else to pick but UGA. However, the sleepers are as follows: LSU, Texas A&M. Yes,
LSU's
they're
a
good.
sleeper?
I'm sleeping on A&M. Yeah, they're a sleeper because you got
Do they count?
Alabama. Yeah, you have
What
Alabama.
are they
you have
ranked?
Tennessee.
What is LSU ranked? Hold on, before I interrupt you.
Like
sorry,
five.
I'm
They're like
interrupting you.
ranked
They're
like
number
6.
5. However,
yeah, 5 or
Alabama
6.
and Georgia are both ranked over them.
Okay, you count it as a sleeper? Okay.
Tennessee and then South Carolina. Well, watch out for Texas A&M. Last year was a mirage. This year they're gonna be much better.
I don't hate that.
All right, so who are we going with here? There's 2 choices.
So for me, it's obvious Georgia, but sleepers or not sleepers, but close who are gonna be riding Georgia's tail the whole way. Bama, LSU. I could see Florida, Graham Mertz. Yeah, that's who I got. But I have Georgia winning the SEC.
All right, Robbie, who you got? Enlighten us here.
I mean, you could say there's multiple right answers. You can say a lot of things.
But one thing
start with my
one thing
sleepers.
is right. Vanderbilt will finish in dead last.
Ah,
Remember when they
there are
got?
some bad
Remember when
teams
they
in
were
the- there are
so?
some bad teams in the East.
Remember
Missouri.
when they
Remember
Is
when
it-
they were so hyped to play Bama and Bama won like 59-0?
Remember when
No.
they beat Florida?
Yes, I watched the game. No, my roommate, my suite mate's from Florida. We watched Florida Vanderbilt in his freaking room.
Oh my gosh.
That was great. But in all seriousness, I'll start with my sleeper, and I'm surprised you guys haven't named them yet.
Florida.
Ole Miss? No one's named Ole Miss yet.
Hottie Toddy? Lane
I
Kiffin?
mean, I had them being pretty good this year. I had them at 9-3. But in all seriousness, I want to pick a team from the West,
It's going to be Georgia.
and I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
It's got to be Georgia.
Every time I've done this, every year I've done a thing with my friend. We do non-recording. We predict this every year. I picked Bama the last 4 years. I've been wrong a lot. So I'm picking Georgia, so Georgia doesn't win. I'm just kidding. Georgia's gonna win it. They have too much talent. Even if
Hey,
they're
bro,
like,
I think another sleeper that I didn't mention.
Is that the first? Oh, that's the second clean sweep we
Well,
have.
hold on. I think that we forgot to mention a team. I don't know if they're sleepers, but I think they are. Arkansas.
Get out of here. Yeah, they're having 5 losses next year.
Arkansas.
they're not gonna be in last. They're not gonna be in last, but the West is low. I think they could finish over 500. They're gonna make a bowl game, definitely. But
All right, it's time, boys. We made it. The main event. The Big 10, soon to be Big 18.
I'm not even gonna talk.
let the
I'm not
insanity
talking.
consume
I'm not
me. There's
talking.
2 right answers.
Here we go.
I'm
Here
not
we
talking.
go.
I'm not talking. You
Alright.
know who I'm picking.
Jay
He's
Smile
going with the
basically.
O.
Jay Smile basically just made that a headgear pick. Shout out to the greatest of all time.
Lee Corso, bro. I'm pulling a Lee Corso right now. Give me Brutus.
Oh,
You
boo.
actually no. If Ohio State win it all this year, you should actually try to find a way to buy like a giant Brutus. And
Oh,
just
yeah,
put it in
100%.
Bro,
your-
I'm a fan as much
If
as
you
I
go there, you
can.
have
Give
to
me
do
Brutus.
that.
Give me Brutus.
But
Brutus.
my,
I'm not even
JJ,
talking.
I'll let you go next because
Nah, I
do you want
wanna-
to go next?
No, I'll
You want to go last?
I'll go
I already
last,
know
I'll
who
go last.
JJ. I already know who JJ's picking for it. So
I think so too. So the West is disastrous, and
Oh my god.
you can compare them to a toaster oven. You can compare them to the Mac.
Illinois may win that conf. Illinois could win that division, bro.
You can compare them to watching to be as bad as kids falling off of a bicycle the first time they try and ride a bicycle. It could be that bad, and I think it's gonna be that bad. It's Iowa's division to lose. It's Iowa. It's Iowa or Wisconsin. I mean,
Yeah.
I like both of them, but Iowa's been sneaky good for a while now. I think this is Iowa's time. I think they're gonna make it out of the West. And now for the East, the real division of this conference.
I was
Listen.
gonna make it to the Big Ten championship and get shelled.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no, that's
brutal.
how it always is. But listen, I've always gone after Michigan and Ohio State for not. Can you click on Michigan's schedule, JJ?
Oh, absolutely.
Does everyone understand that they don't play a real team till Penn State?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? I mean,
Wow,
Let's
this is
talk about this.
actually
like,
bad.
I know
This
everyone.
is bad. This is
Like-
bad.
Like, hold on. 1 sec, JJ. Let me give a round of applause to this athletic director for making the greatest schedule of all time. You kick it off with East Carolina, the powerhouses from East Carolina, the Pirates. Yeah, they're gonna lose by like 65. Then you're
Yeah.
gonna beat UNLV.
Hey,
Then you're gonna
UNLV
beat
could pull it App State.
Jay Smiles Bowling Green. Then they're gonna beat Rutgers. They're not even good. Your first real contest is Michigan State away, and I think they could possibly lose to Michigan State away.
You know MSU can be at East Lansing.
They're like not awful though. Do they play Maryland? They do play Maryland.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have
their
to.
hardest road test could may not even be Penn State because I think Penn State's a little bit overranked.
Wow.
Maryland away is not easy. Penn State away is not
Yeah,
easy.
Penn State away is never.
Go to Ohio State's schedule. I want to see theirs.
All right, we'll take a look at them next.
Let's go to
it's
OSU.
Indiana week 1, and then Youngstown
Bro, are
State.
you kidding
Western
me? Oh, there we
Kentucky.
go.
Then Western
Youngstown
Kentucky.
State.
Youngstown
So you kick it off
State.
with a miraculous.
You know what? 13. I will take 13. That is a fair ranking.
How are you
I'll
that
take
high?
13. That's low.
Or
if
you should be saying how low.
No, I'm
I
fine.
mean,
with
Ohio
that.
State. I'll just
Doubt
pick
it.
their schedule real quick. First 3 wins. That Notre Dame game is weird. I think they're gonna beat Maryland at home. They're gonna beat Purdue. I think they beat Penn State by a lot because they're playing at home.
They will beat Penn State because it's at.
I think they have a much harder schedule than Michigan does. I mean, look how many ranked teams they get to play, and
They got to play Wisconsin in Wisconsin, one of the best atmospheres in the history of college football.
You got to go away to Notre Dame. You can't count that atmosphere out. You know that very
Saturday
well.
Night Football. Saturday Night Football.
Listen,
It's gonna be prime
and you
time.
gotta go away
I
to
still got a
Michigan.
lot of trust. I still got a lot of trust in Kyle McCord.
So
and just to mention this, that's gonna be the green jersey game. Spoiler alert:
Ooh.
Notre Dame Ohio
Ooh,
State is the
I
green
love
jersey
it.
game.
Yes.
It's a green
love that.
jersey game, baby.
Bro, wait. Imagine if it's Notre Dame's green jerseys against our black jerseys.
Oh, that'd be
green
kind of
versus-
gross.
Green
But-
versus red on Christmas Day. Notre Dame
It is
green,
time for my
Ohio
pick.
State red. Oh, here we
So
go.
it's time for my pick. Now, Ohio State will not have CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
But the common trend with Ohio State is they always find a way to have a great quarterback and they always have a decent offense. But when you have the second best player, I think, in the country, you can't pass on that. Give me
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Always
Let's
you
go.
and Marvin Harrison.
Yes,
Marvin
sir,
Harrison
Marvin
will single-handedly walk that
They have,
offense
they,
down
I
to the
think
promised
Wow.
land.
they have the best receiving group in the country. Marvin,
Alright, here we go.
Emeka
Alright.
Ibuku,
They're
I get,
gonna lose
Fleming.
a
Don't
game
sleep
and
on
still make
Julius
the playoff.
Fleming now.
I get to close it out, and I'm just
I-
gonna say something
I'm
crazy.
terrified of this. Low key,
Bro, I love the duo.
Let's-
I love the
I think this is
duo of
gonna be
Marvin
really weird.
Harrison and I love the
Coming
duo
out of the
Marvin-
West. Coming out of the West. By the way, I think Iowa is going to be atrocious this year. Atrocious.
they're projected to win the division.
It's projections are never. I think it's between Illinois and Nebraska. But Illinois is going to
Nebraska.
The only
Nebraska.
reason you're saying that is
Where's
'cause Matt Rhule is
Wisconsin?
an NFL
Oh, I
coach.
forgot. Oh, in that case, Wisconsin takes the West.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I was about to say.
you said Iowa. I don't think Iowa's ranked. They are not up there ranked. Okay, they're 25.
24. Okay, so they're just on. They're
They're the
right there.
charity ranking. Okay. This is gonna sound crazy. but
Their
you wanna
atmosphere
hear-
also has defeated the likes of Michigan State when they were like ranked in the top 5 multiple times.
That is true.
There you go.
Penn State should have won that game though. Anyways,
Yeah,
getting to it. Do you guys want to hear before I give my pick, my record predictions for all three
JJ, we
powerhouses?
already know who you're picking. I already know who you're
We'll-
picking.
we'll
It's
see.
quite
I
obvious.
know who this is gonna be.
All right. Ohio
Yeah, I know.
State.
Wait, Robbie, say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Michigan.
Michigan.
You'll see. Ohio State is gonna finish.
I thought
the
Jay, you're
season.
gonna say Ohio State. And
No,
Ohio
JJ.
State.
JJ
West.
hates Ohio State. He's
Ohio
not.
No, I
State.
thought actually no, I thought you were gonna say Ohio State or a team from the West. I thought you were gonna terrify
Listen,
me for a second.
one
there.
thing that I will guarantee you is if I'm on my own show, I will not be biased on my own show. Anyways, my record predictions for the three powerhouses: Ohio State 11-1,
Yeah, knew that was coming.
Michigan
Oh,
11-1, Penn State 11-1.
How is that Grimmett? How is that possible?
Michigan loses at Penn State, Ohio State loses to Michigan, and Penn State loses at Ohio State. They all are gonna finish.
So who wins the
11-1.
division then?
The division winners, and it's gonna
Michigan.
What
be.
is even the tiebreak for that? Does anyone know?
I don't know what the
I
tiebreaker is
think
going
it's
to be.
it might be head to head. Actually, no, I don't. It might be
That
like
wouldn't
points.
even work.
It might be like
Possibly.
points
I don't
or
know.
something.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna look this up right now. Big Ten tiebreaker.
By the way, hold on. I got a nice text from this. To the people who's I've said this on other podcasts. I talked to people about this. To those who think I'm biased against Michigan, I'm not. I'm really not. Like, I don't care about Michigan. I do think JJ McCarthy is mid. I think a lot of their team is mid, and they're overrated a little bit. Ohio State, in some areas, has more talent.
Yeah.
Understand that. Like, if you want to be biased and come after me, I think I'm the most unbiased perspective here. Like, for the Big Ten, especially. You have a guy who's who likes Ohio State, and he's wearing a hat of it on the bottom. We all know who he's picking. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
root for any of these teams. I just want them all to lose, so like the small teams get in. I've always been a prophet of that. You can call me that. Maybe if you whatever you want to. Like, I always love the small teams. Like when Cincinnati made the playoff, I thought like
Yeah, I was kind of rooting for them, but then they got shelled.
JJ's gone. JJ's gone.
JJ's gone.
Continue talking. Continue talking.
We all know what's about to happen. The dude's gonna pull out a Michigan jersey, or he's gonna pull out like something of like Shea Patterson or something.
Do you know though?
Or like a
That's the
helmet.
question.
Wait, what else? Who else could I be thinking of? People in the YouTube comments, can you give me any other notable Michigan player not named Tom Brady or Jay Patterson? Tank Bell? Did he actually? No, did he play for? Actually, no, he didn't play for Michigan.
Hassan Haskins.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Anyways, boys, I got my pick ready. Your 2023 Big Ten champions.
Bro, he's
will be
hyping this up so much.
than the boys from Happy Valley.
Yes, I love it. Yes, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. The Happy Valley boys. Listen, this is
Forget about them. They're losing to Michigan. The Wolverines are taking the Big Ten. You have all been swerved. Michigan is winning the Big Ten.
No, my gosh. That was such a great moment to a terrible moment.
You ruined it. Come on, man.
Bro, that went
Listen.
from a great moment to terrible in 3 seconds.
Listen, but I'm gonna be honest. I am 100% rooting for Penn State to win the Big Ten. I'm rooting for Penn State to win the Big Ten.
Everyone should be.
But here's what's
Make
gonna
it
happen. is
interesting.
I already got my top 4. My top 4 is going to be Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State.
Interesting.
Penn State will somehow not get in.
Ohio State over Alabama. I don't think Alabama's going to be.
I think
Are,
that's.
wait, are we doing rankings? Because I got mine
No.
next.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. And give me and 5 and 6 is Penn State, and number 6 is who is my whatever. Penn State.
Number
just
1
missed.
is Georgia.
Boring.
Number 2.
Obvious, bro. It's obvious. How is it boring?
I'm
It's quite
joking.
obvious.
I'm
I
joking.
think I think my 2 picks my number 2 is Bama. I do have Bama at 2.
Okay.
Because I think Bama's they're both gonna play in the SEC title game, and one's gonna have to lose. Number 3 is Ohio State.
Okay.
So number 4, this is the hardest one because I had 3 teams that could be in the mix for this. I've had Penn State, I had Michigan, and I had USC.
By the
The
way,
number
I just want to say
4
this right
seed.
now. I think Nick Singleton's gonna be the best running back in the nation this year. That's my hot take.
From which school?
Penn State.
New
I have
Saquon.
him-
There you go.
I have
Next
I have
Saquon.
him
Done.
over Blake Corum and Will Shipley.
The number 4 team in for me. The boys who play no defense, USC will make the playoff.
I'm
And
done.
go
This show is over.
undefeated.
This show is over. I'm done.
They will go
I'm
undefeated and win the Pac-12. Listen, Utah's going to be the only
They
one
are
that'll give them a
losing
chance.
to Notre Dame this
Nope.
year.
Wait, where's the game? Where's the game?
Notre Dame. They haven't
I'm
won there
backing
since
USC
2005.
anyway.
Ooh.
They haven't
I'm
won there
backing
since
USC
2000.
anyway.
They have not won there since the Bush push in 05, and they didn't even deserve to win that game.
They have one of the best quarterbacks they've ever had.
And
True.
who's and
They have a
and their
guaranteed
run
number 1
defense-
selection at quarterback.
but their run defense is terrible. And what does Notre Dame do better than almost anybody in that entire
I know they love to run the ball.
The
You
damn
don't need to
ball.
play You don't need to play defense when you can score 42 points a game.
And I just
The
want to
Big
say,
12 has taught me that for the last 10 years.
and listen, if Caleb Williams has the audacity to throw at Benjamin Morrison, Benji's going to make him regret it. Because he is the best corner in the nation besides Kool-Aid McKinstry, in my personal opinion.
Kool-Aid's number 1.
Then Benjamin
Not because of the
Morrison.
name, because he's just built different.
Kool-Aid.
Also, I want
Kool-Aid's a
I wish I could buy I wish I liked the name on the back of his jersey. Just a weird note. It's just Kool-Aid instead of
Kool-Aid.
McKinstry.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. That would be the best way to NIL deal with Kool-Aid. Sponsor that dude. That's what I'm saying. But
yeah,
I think
fact. I
USC,
sponsor him.
I think LSU could even be in the mix. I mean, if LSU, I think could be in the top 10 as well.
Jaden
It's very
Daniels is
unpredictable.
going to be extremely good this year.
The problem is, and this is the way it's always been, is that these people who do work on this committee have always been in favor of the Southeast and the Big Ten
Yeah.
and the Big 12 the opening year. When Baker Mayfield was at Oklahoma still, and they made the playoff and played that one of my favorite college football playoff games of all time.
Well, against Georgia? The one against Georgia?
Yep. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Sony Michel was playing for Georgia.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're going to go, and this is not even, I mean, my 5, by the way, was Penn State was 5,
Yeah.
but I don't think they'd go 2-2.
Listen, my thing with the whole Penn State thing is I think the committee is going to favor Ohio State over Penn State because, well, one, they're
Absolutely.
Ohio State. 2, I think that Ohio State has a better strength of schedule than Penn State. Like,
They have a
let's
better
look at
strength
the
of schedule than Michigan. That's why I hate that Michigan. Where is Ohio State? Is Ohio State behind Michigan?
Yeah, 3. And
Travesty.
Michigan's 2.
It ain't even biased. I'm going with the team that has the harder schedule.
I'm
Damn it.
literally the only reason I'm giving Michigan the 2 spots because they're going to win the Big Ten. That's the only reason why. However, if they lose the Big Ten championship,
They're
then
screwed.
Penn State gets in.
Listen, I mean, you can pick multiple teams in this spot. I don't think in this current moment in late August, and you can argue with me as much as this as you want, there will be no right answers for that 4th spot until Selection Sunday.
100%.
yeah.
Here's another
Like
thing.
I can make
1,000%.
6,000 combinations and find ways for me. Listen. I think Michigan's been over. I don't like J.J. McCarthy as a quarterback very much. I mean, the dude granted, he got shut down by Devin Witherspoon, but he almost lost to Illinois with that offense.
That is true.
What
Yeah.
are we doing, gentlemen?
That was not very good. I will
Granted,
say this.
Ohio
though.
State almost lost to freaking Northwestern,
That was hilarious.
and there's been some other notable scares with some of these other teams.
Like Iowa, like Rutgers being up at halftime against Michigan.
That was great.
Well,
That was great.
That Illinois Michigan game in
The
Michigan.
Illinois Penn State game, I
wanted
get.
Illinois
I
win
still
so
get
bad.
horror stories from that game. I still get horror stories from the Penn State Illinois game. The one that
Oh
went
my-
9 overtimes. Oh my goodness. That game.
That game took away time for me doing homework. That game took a lot of time away from my day. I watched the whole thing.
It was terrible. Anyways,
Well, what I love about the Big Ten, I think this and the SEC will see the most chaos.
yes.
we
All right.
will
Well, here's
see
a good
team-
question for you. Sorry. Continue.
We will see teams that don't deserve to win games win games. Will we see Nebraska make a bowl game for the first time in who knows how long? Will Iowa actually live up to their potential? Same with Wisconsin. Can Purdue actually win a game on the road? There's a lot of narrative that this conference has to answer, and they're going to answer it in 3 weeks because a lot of these teams I think are going to prove themselves once like when actual conference play starts. A lot of these teams are going to have to prove themselves right away, especially the teams in the lower half of the Big Ten East. It's going to be fun.
And you know what the best part is? As of right now, nobody knows.
I know. I love it. It's
best.
a world war in the Big Ten East and the Big Ten West is just watching it all occur, knowing they're all going to get godsmacked. It's gonna be like how what's his name? Who's slapped? Damn, I messed up. It's gonna be like remember when Jadeveon Clowney hit that quarterback?
Yeah,
Denard
yeah.
Robinson.
With South Carolina.
Yeah.
The reality is gonna smack the Big Ten West like that.
Me and Gans
that
were talking about that earlier today because he brought up that Denard Robinson killed Notre Dame, so I just showed him that clip, and that was pretty much it. But speaking of knockouts, is this our longest episode? Absolutely, but it's time we officially end it.
Well, let
with
me get.
something.
I didn't get my 5 yet. Let me get my.
Oh,
top.
yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's
good
true. That's
Oh,
true.
he's
That's
flat.
true. Damn it! I messed up my transition.
You're
Whatever.
good. You're good. It's fine. But let me. So my top 5, we're gonna go. Obviously, Georgia won. Now it's a toss up because whoever's gonna win this Ohio State Michigan game, I think is gonna be 2. So obviously, Ohio State's gonna go 2, in my opinion. 3. Whoever loses the game, I think won't make it.
Yeah.
So 3, if LSU is amazing, they're going to be 3. Or it could be USC. I think I'll go LSU 3 and USC 4.
Okay.
I really think LSU is going to be.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
I really
Alright.
think LSU is going to be great this year.
I think they're gonna fall off.
Could
and
they
so
win
are
the
USC.
SEC?
No chance.
Will they actually
Yeah.
prove themselves in week 1?
And then my 6 will be Bama. Or no, my 5 will be Bama.
And Robbie, what's the best part about all these drama and the rumors?
Nobody
It's
knows.
only rumors. We still have a couple weeks to go.
We do still have a couple weeks to go. But we only got a couple more days to go, as for the first time ever, we get to talk about one of, if not my favorite things in all of sports.
I had a feeling we were going to talk about this.
We only got time for one more topic, and let's bring them out. UFC 292 this Saturday, Las Vegas. The main event: Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley. I love this card. I absolutely
agree.
love this card.
I think you had a feeling, and when we were texting it, people were texting about this in the group chat we're all in together earlier, that you sent out a text, I think, and it was like, who knows about UFC? One person who low-key knows a little bit, just because of the video game I've watched a little bit here and there.
Yes.
I actually know a little bit.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay.
Who do you got
So-
in this fight, by the way? I want to hear this.
All right. So I'm just gonna start from the bottom. First,
So I think we're going to
fight-
agree with the same ones.
Yes, I think we are. Chris Weidman finally making his return after God knows what happened when he
What
fought
happened?
Uriah Hall.
Do we actually not know what happened to him?
I
You
know what happened to him. He fought against Uriah Hall, and 40 seconds in, he throws a leg kick, or he checks a leg kick, and his leg twisted like and he landed on his leg the wrong way, and it just snapped in half.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It was unfortunate.
That's the only way I can word that.
Now he's back. I got to give Chris Weidman this one. For our first main event fight, I'm giving this one. Pedro Munoz is absolutely on fire lately. I think he catches another heater against Marlon Vera. Damon Blackshear and Mario Bautista. I'm going to go Blackshear on this one. I think that he is low-key one of the most underrated bantamweights in the entire world. Neil Magny against Ian Gary. I mean, I may have to go Ian Gary on this one. If you pick against Ian Gary, I mean, I don't know. Neil
That
Magny.
one took for me a while to pick. We've had the same prediction so far.
Neil Magny.
That one actually took me a while because, I mean,
yeah.
Gary and Magny. I think this fight's gonna be very balanced, but
Yes.
I think this could be one of the toss-ups that no one really thinks about.
Oh, absolutely. Then we've got Zhang Weili and Amanda Lemos.
This I'm actually interested in. This one's gonna be weird. I think this fight's gonna be really weird because
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of finishes are possible.
Let's be honest here. Zhang Weili has absolutely caught up a heater these last few fights. She's been on a roll, and I think she keeps the title. Now the bantamweight title fight.
I like that pick.
The fan inside of me wants to go Sean O'Malley because I don't like Aljamain Sterling. However, I'll be damned if Aljamain Sterling loses the bantamweight title, a title that he has defended for so long, to Amanda who has rainbow hair and pulls a WWE promo on Aljamain Sterling, literally charged the octagon. Do you remember that, by the way?
I do.
It was after Aljamain fought Cejudo, and Sean O'Malley like hops the cage, and then all of a sudden it turned into some WWE.
I didn't know.
BS.
I saw the video of that. I'm like, am I watching WWE? Am I watching
that
UFC?
too.
Am I watching? It's like Conor McGregor like came back from the dead to come out and like surprise everyone for no reason at all.
Also,
like someone like that.
Breaking news on the WWE: April 7th, your boy is going to WrestleMania.
Where even is it? Isn't it like
Philly.
why? It's like the weirdest one they've had.
Not
They
really.
don't even have like a big indoor like. Have they held it at like SoFi? I haven't paid attention to ever.
Didn't they just have
it? That was the last one. The last four have been SoFi, AT&T, Tampa Bay twice, MetLife Stadium,
They
Mercedes.
need to go to their dome stadium. They should go to Arizona. I think that would be a weird one.
That would be
why
a weird
not?
one. Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
there's a lot of weird places they can go. They should go to Vegas.
They've
should go
done
to
a
Vegas.
bunch of. They've done a few.
Allegiant or T-Mobile would be.
We don't need a budget. We don't need a budget. No,
Aljamain
one night should be at
Sterling.
T-Mobile and the other night should be at Allegiant. Make this fun.
That would be awesome. Anyways, it's 2 nights. I'm going Sunday night at Lincoln Financial Field. But enough being said, I'm going Aljamain Sterling to beat Sean O'Malley and retain the bantamweight title.
I have the same thought process as you. I have the same 4 fights as you have it.
But what's
But
different?
the Sterling O'Malley one also took me a while to pick because, listen, I love Sean O'Malley just as
We
much
all
as you
love
probably-
Sean O'Malley.
If you hate this man, then you're living under a rock at this point.
No, you're just
But
not fun.
We
If
both
you-
have the same mindset, and I'm picking Sean O'Malley. I'm just kidding. I'm not picking Sean.
Listen.
I almost pulled an Uno reverse card like how you did, but I couldn't do it as good as that because this pick's more obvious than the other one. I'm going with Sterling. I mean, I think this fight does go the distance, weirdly enough, but
Yeah,
I think it'll be Sterling by majority decision.
I could see that, but I'm giving it to Aljamain by 4th round knockout.
You're only listen, as
Fourth
long as you don't
round.
have it just ending in the first round and then just pissing
That would
off
be
everyone.
hilarious if
Where
Sean
is this, by the
O'Malley.
way? Is this in Vegas?
Yes, if Sean O'Malley hits one kick and knocks out Aljamain, oh my god.
Dude,
That
if
would-
you were live streaming that, you'd have to like take off the headphones and leave the room. That's your reaction. Just leave the room.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably do a UFC watch party this Saturday night. I'm down to have any of you guys on. If that's alright.
Leave a like if I should. Leave a comment if I should be there. I actually can't be there, so that would be fun.
That's a
but
bummer. Well, we'll see.
I wish.
Well,
I wish.
anyways, that wraps up the most chaotic episode we've ever had. We had everything in this episode. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. We had MLB
yeah.
talks. We had a Jacoby. Me and Jacoby both. I ranted about a team I hate. That's how you know I'm good at this job. I rant about teams I hate. We also had our boy Robbie come back. Thanks again. we had our college
Sure.
football predictions, and you had me pulling a Lee Corso, switching my pick. Putting that whole full headgear. I went into my
You
closet.
made me walk off the set. You made me walk off my set. I only had to
But
leave
nah.
the room.
Yeah, it was funny though, how I just went and grabbed the Penn State hoodie, threw it on, and then just said, forget about him. I wish I had like a block M that I could have, or like a Wolverine claw that I could have just.
That actually would have made it even better.
I gotta get like headgear stuff. But anyways, that's gonna do it for tonight's episode. It was a banger.
It was
Absolute
amazing.
banger. We will see you guys back here on Monday night. I'm JJ Suggs. He's Jay Smiles. He's Robbie Basil. He is definitely not going away. Hell, we may make him a third member of the podcast at this point.
Yeah, who knows?
Good. Well, thank you guys for watching.
Hey, we